You ever heard of the Goldilocks drill? To get a feel of whether you're going to hit the ball the right length. Making 3 swings. One's a little bit too much, one's a little bit too soft, and one will be just right. That's why it's called the Goldilocks drill. So imagine I've got my wedge here and I'm going to want to hit it 50 yards. Well, if I make a swing definitely too big, so that's too hard, I know I'm going to hit that maybe 90 yards. I'll do one that's too soft. We're lucky if that made 30 yards. So we've got to do one in the middle. And I think that would be just right. That's what we call the Goldilocks drill. You swing harder than you need to, you swing softer than you need to, then you make a practice swing that's just right. Then you step up to the ball, but that's still in your mind. And you play the perfect 50-yard chip. It doesn't have to be just 3 swings. You could swing, you could be doing a few, saying, oh, that's definitely too much doing that. And you've got to visualize where you're going. No, that's not going to get there. So somewhere in between. Yes, I feel that is going to float the ball nicely to 50 yards. I'd be pretty certain of this because I know for me, pitching wedge to halfway is got to go 50 yards. But it's a feel. I've got it in my memory now. And it works at all distances. So for me, full swing pitching wedge is 120, 125 yards. So if I wanted to hit it 100, I know that is 120. That's too much. That, probably 60, 70. Get to 100, I've got to go in between those two. I reckon that would be spot on. Give it a go. Goldilocks drill. We've all seen Hideki Matsuyama seems to stop forever at the top. But in his mind, he's just waiting to change direction. That's the key. Think about waiting. Don't try and force the direction change. So when we go to pause, I can feel my body want to move that way. But as this drops the first few inches, I'm still just waiting there. See how long you can wait. Back, still pointing that way. And then it's going to just, under the force of gravity, start moving down here on the inside of this space. Pause, swing. Pause. Now when I'm pausing, it feels like half a second to me. But I'm just waiting till the club starts to feel weightless. That may not look long as a pause, but I can tell you it feels forever. Think about Hideki's weight. Let gravity want to start dropping the club. And then Freddie Couples, Ernie Els, rhythmic swing through. When we walk, we don't just stick our leg out. We actually move the center of mass slightly forward and then catch ourselves. Loading in the golf swing is not a lot different. We're going to shift the weight, center of mass, that way, around ourselves, which will force us onto that side. And then we're going to undo the process in the other direction. You ever watch Ernie Els swing? Such a lazy looking swing, but incredible power when he hits the ball. He's just very lazy looking, but that weight is moving around all the big muscles and the pressure out of the ground. Here, get that knee to that knee, toe for balance. You've moved your weight from centered to rear foot the leading foot, and you're in balance. A Gary Player, brilliant golfer, he had to work hard to keep up with the big guys like Jack Nicklaus. So he found ways of getting through there quick. If you watch some of the old footage, he would swing and he's off. He's off down the fairway. The caddy's having to catch him up. So the drill here is to do the same thing on the back, transfer, spin around, keep centered, plant forward, turn, and then continue, walk. Now, if you've not turned, you've not got the weight on that foot, there's no way you're doing it. You're like here, no, I've gone backwards. So what we want to remember here, this is about flow. It should be a very relaxed, lazy speed. That is a drill, but actually you can play like that. There's nothing wrong with walking after your ball. Most of the speed in the golf swing comes from the hands. You can swing your body fast, but the club is moving at only as fast as you can turn your body. If you want to generate maximum speed, you've got to let the club move fast. And one of the easiest ways to do this is think about actually braking hard. So swing fast, brake hard. What I mean by that is, as the club's coming into impact, as you go past the ball, you try and stop your body as fast as you can. That will accelerate the club through. So a gentle swing with no hard braking, it's like that. If I'm going to brake hard, I've got to stop it here. Accelerates the club. You can practice this in your backyard with a mat and destroy the club. In, down, brake. Now I could just hear that was right out of the middle. What I'm about to show you could massively improve your ball striking within minutes. It's such a simple thing, something I used to do as a kid when I first learned and we were taught the basics, is how you stand the ball, but particularly how you grip with relation to the face. I stand, feet together, the club pointing in the middle, pointing at me, exactly in line with my target line. Here's a tip: get behind the ball, see where the long distance is, pick a point on the ground, a foot to 2 foot in front. You can line the club up with that. So I line it up like this. The ball is in the middle of my feet. I then push the club forward so it's level with my left pocket. Now you see it's de-lofted it, but it's still pointing exactly where I want. We all have a natural hand position when we stand relaxed. Could be forward, could be like that. Could be usually somewhere in the middle. Without really thinking about it, put the club in the hand with it still pointing that way. That's my grip. That was a bit further over than I was used to. So stronger. But when I'm looking down here, I only see 1, maybe 2 knuckles. If I was in here, I'd see about 4. It's there. Then I take my stance around that position. So I'm basically at impact position now. That's impact position. Perfectly okay to start there. Now when I swing, When I bring the club back, it's been nicely de-lofted to where it should be. The club face is pointing at the target. As long as my path is going in the right direction, that'll be perfectly okay. Let's have a go. Set up, push forward, take the grip. Now I could just hear that was right out of the middle. Beautiful, solid shot. Try that one out. You'll find you'll compress the ball really well. You'll control its flight. You'll get better at judging the distance the ball goes. More consistently coming down at the right distance for the club you've chosen. Your confidence level will go up. Your shots get even better. Your scoring comes down. This could be the answer to your ball striking. Now, I don't mean hit this with your golf club, but you can use this as a great aid to feel where you should be applying the force to your swing. Let's give it a go. I've got my little mat out here. Now, if the ball is sitting here, we should be taking a nice swing. You hit the ball, then you hit the ground about a ball further on, inch or so, and then take a nice, perfect divot. Now, if you're not have control over your low point, which if the ball is here, the low point is about here. So you're coming in high, you'll thin it, you come down on the ball, and you fat, or you come in there, you've moved back on your back foot, and you're coming in here. You're not going to hit very good shots. And how to get the feel for it. You could imagine the force is going there, not down to there. The force is going out there in front of you. If I put this down here in front, I grab good old football. Now if we make the same swing, if we let go of the ball too late, we're coming up, we're trying to get it up, the force is going that way, we're not going to contact the ground in the right place. If we come in and down like that, we're coming down on top of the ball, so we're directing the force in front. So if we stand like this, we make the swing like that, so the force comes into there. Now if you've got a slightly more bouncy ball than I've got, you could do this against a wall, bounce it, hit the wall and catch it back. This won't quite make it, this one. We start here and we are directing the force there. You know that shot that fizzes away and all your friends out on the course say, great strike? That's called compression. So how do you compress a ball efficiently every time and get that feeling over and over? Try this drill to feel the impact without actually needing a ball. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to flex the club into the ground. Really get that feeling. There's my ball position. I'm going to flex it, push it down there. So that's what I got to feel like my impact's going to be. See, it's de-lofted the face to put the sweet spot on the ball. I'm turning, so you've got to feel like you're turning like a lid on a jar, turning it into the ground. So you turn that in. So you do this a few times. Set up as you would normally, turn it down, flex the shaft. And when you've got that feeling, from there, start a little half swing and turn it down. Really turning that down, force it down onto the ball. So you stand there, you get the feeling. You can hear the power in the shot. That was a connection about 1 inch. Ball was connected. An inch later, I hit the ground, took the divot. That'd be the perfect ball divot. Compress it out of the middle, and you'll hear it just fizz away with perfect flight. Here's a bonus tip for you. Grab a 9-iron and hit some punch shots. You've practiced these drills, hit some punch shots. So you're standing there, little house swing, punch with a 9-iron. If you're doing it correctly, you should flight the ball down quite easily. You might even hear it zip away because probably half its normal height. Good punch. I'm going to show you how to play small chip shots, control the height the ball goes. And I'm going to use a gap wedge, 51-degree gap wedge for each one. Now clearly, if you de-loft it, the ball's going to go lower. And if you have it stood backwards, the ball's going to go higher. So we're going to play each of these using the same technique. So I like to stand reasonably close, reasonably upright with the club. Not going to hit it very far. And firstly, we'll do the low shot. As I follow through, I want to keep the hands level with the face, keep the face pointing towards the bottom of this net, keep it pointing low. When we do that, the ball goes off on a pretty low angle. If you want to do a mid-height one, here I want to get the hands will go to the same place. I want the club pointing more upright at this point, and the butt will point at the left pocket. Now, what if I need to get this up? I haven't got any more loft than this. So at this point, I'm now the butt of the club, the hands will go to the same place. The butt of the club is pointing back this way, and the face of the club is looking at me. You see how that one came in here. If I finish with my club pointing behind me, so in this position, that'll be a low one. If I finish and I've turned, that club is pointing at my hip, my left pocket, that'll be a medium height. And if I do this where it's pointing at the right or in front of me, and the face is up looking at my face, and that ball's going high. And I haven't felt I've done anything different on the backswing. It's that, or it's that. When we're in the bunkers, we're looking to have fast hands. Speed is everything. And the way we do this is actually not swinging like a normal swing where we drive the club forward. We actually stop the hands and let the club overtake, and we let the bounce of the club connect with the sand. If we do it the way of a normal swing, we'll find the leading edge can dig in and you'll take far too much sand, or it won't even come out of the sand. When we set up, just set up square. Set up square to the target. The more you open the face, the more bounce you put. And it will help in very deep sand. You don't dig in too far. But most sand irons are designed with enough bounce that you can just make a relatively normal swing, but you're swinging from like an L to L position. So if you imagine your hands are, the club's horizontal one way to horizontal the next, that's what you're doing. The very fast bit at the bottom of the swing. And an alternative way to get the ball out is to swing a little bit more like a normal swing, but you imagine you're not getting the ball out, you're getting the sand out. You're trying to put the sand on the green. So you swing and you take a nice divot and imagine the ball is floating on that divot. onto the green, and that'll send it forward with a little bit less spin, just roll out. What do we learn? Fast hands, let the club overtake the hands, and priority one is get out.